You ever notice how you can believe in God, but still relate to Him like He's your boss? Like you're clocking in and hoping that you've done enough, trying not to mess up, and praying like, all right, Lord, please approve this request. But what if the biggest shift in your spiritual life isn't what you ask God for? It's who you believe you are talking to when you ask. Welcome to Sermon Takeaways, where we take the Sunday message and turn it into a short recap you can apply to your daily life. This week, we're recapping Sermon 4 in our Keys to the Kingdom series titled King, Master, Lord, Father. If you want to watch the full message with all of the detail and depth, you can click the annotation on your screen or use the link in the description. But for now, here's the big idea in one sentence. The kingdom mindset starts when you stop approaching God like a servant trying to earn and start approaching Him like a child who belongs. The main passage this week comes from Romans 8, focusing on verses 10 through 17. This section walks through what it means to have Christ in you, how the Spirit of God changes what drives you, what you fear, and who you actually are. And then it lands on a core identity statement. If you're led by the Spirit of God, you're not just a believer. You're a son or daughter of God. And that's where the sermon really builds. Not just God is real, and not just God is powerful, but God is Father. And that changes everything. One of the biggest themes here is that the kingdom doesn't work like the world. In the world, pride is power. In the kingdom, humility is the way up. In the world, fear drives decisions. And in the kingdom, perfect love casts out fear. In the world, offense becomes a weapon. And in the kingdom, forgiveness becomes victory. And the sermon straight up says, if you're trying to learn the ways of the kingdom, 4 things will mess with your progress faster than anything else: pride, idolatry, fear, and offense. Not because God is being harsh, but because those 4 things keep you locked into an empire mindset, where everything is about protecting yourself, proving yourself, or controlling the outcomes. Kingdom living starts when we unlearn what the world has trained into us. Here's the turning point. Romans 8 doesn't just describe what God does. It describes who you are. It says you didn't receive a spirit of slavery that drags you back into fear. You received the spirit of adoption. And that spirit causes you to cry out, Abba, Father. Now that word Abba is deeply personal. It's not cold, not distant, and not formal. It's the kind of word that a child says when they know that they're safe. And that's the main click moment in the sermon. It's not wrong to call God King. It's not wrong to call Him Lord, and it's not wrong to call Him Master. But when Jesus taught His people to pray, He didn't say, our Master. He said, our Father. Meaning that the kingdom isn't just about authority. It's about relationship. A lot of people pray like they're trying to negotiate, or like they're trying to earn an answer, or like they're approaching God as an employee asking for time off. But the sermon reframes this. You don't come to God primarily as a worker trying to get a result. You come as a child coming to a father because you belong. And that changes how you interpret everything. When you mess up, you don't run away in shame. You come back. When life gets heavy, you don't spiral out of control. You ask for help. When you feel unworthy, you don't perform. You remember your position. Because your place in the kingdom isn't based on you being impressive. It's based on God adopting you. This part is important and honestly really freeing. The sermon draws a line between punishment and discipline. Punishment is about condemnation, where discipline is about formation. A good father disciplines because he loves, because you're actually his. And Romans 8 reinforces that reassurance. The Spirit bears witness with our spirit that we are children of God. So even conviction, when it's from God, isn't meant to crush you. It's meant to bring you closer and to reshape you. Romans 8 ends this section with a wild sentence. If children, then heirs, heirs of God and fellow heirs with Christ. This means the kingdom isn't just something that you visit, it's something that you inherit. Not only someday in heaven, but right now. Peace that isn't tied to circumstances. Joy that doesn't collapse when life gets hard. Freedom that isn't dependent on control. And confidence that you're not facing life alone. And the sermon points out a powerful contrast. You see, empire-minded people fixate on the word suffer, whereas kingdom-minded people notice the words with him. Because whatever you walk through, you don't walk through it abandoned. Now here's what to do with this week. First, check how you approach God. When you pray, are you praying like a servant trying to earn, or like a child who belongs? Second, name the empire pulls: pride, idolatry, fear, offense. If one of those is constantly running in the background, it's going to distort how you see God and yourself. Third, practice Abba prayers. Not just long, fancy, formal prayers, just real ones. Father, I need help. Father, I'm scared. Father, I don't know what to do. Father, thank you. Because the kingdom doesn't start with you climbing to God. It starts with God bringing you in as family. So if you only remember one thing from this message, make it this: the way you see God shapes the way you live. And the kingdom comes alive when you realize he's not just king over the universe, he's father to his children. If you want to watch the full sermon, click the annotation on the screen or use the link in the description. And for more content like this, be sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us, and we'll see you next time for another sermon takeaway.